Hello, hello, and welcome into the PHNX Suns pregame show brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you know every time we are live. I'm Lindsey Smith, and today we've got a full squad here with us. I'm joined by Gerald, Saul, and Espo. Gentlemen, thanks for coming and joining us for some Saturday night hoops. How are ya?
Let's go. Let's go. I don't know why I'm so damn hyped up. I was like hyped up like an hour ago and I was like ready to go. Let's do this.
Saul gets one night off and he's like, yeah, let's do this.
We got the full squad back together though.
It must
You weren't
be nice
here
to
the
have
last
that much
pre or post game show.
Yeah, must be nice to have all that energy, Saul. Hopefully we can all take some from you. The Suns can take some from you and get a W tonight because they are facing off.
Are we really off-shaming me right now because I took a day off? Like, fuck you guys.
Hey.
No, we're just saying that it's good to have the energy. Somebody's got to bring it. Might as well be you.
There's no shame in your game. You were still watching Suns basketball.
I was very much so.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so it's the Phoenix Suns and the Miami Heat tonight here in Phoenix, going head to head. The Miami Heat, they're having some issues, right? Like, basically got a full roster on the injury report tonight, so we're not going to go into all of those players, but they're also in the midst of a 6-game road trip that would have been 7 had the first game of that trip not been postponed. They're 2 of 2 so far. What are you guys feeling about tonight's matchup?
I ain't scared. I'll tell you that much. They're like, I don't even know if we can call these the Miami Heat that we're going to see out there because 12 guys, literally 12 guys on the injury report, either health and safety protocols or something else. I mean, so, and Jimmy Butler's not playing, no Victor Oladipo. None of the names that you recognize really are going to be playing in this game. This should be a pretty easy walk, and Fabio in the chat, no, Markieff is not playing tonight either.
No, because he hurt his neck because, he wanted to take a cheap shot. Now he's playing the victim because that's what Markieff does.
It's listed as whiplash on the injury report.
It's called bitch lash is what it is. Sorry.
Oh, dear.
Sorry. My bad. I got a little excited.
Should we put him in timeout?
Hey, they should be called the Miami Worms is what they should be called. They're here. They showed up. Good for them. They're going to get their ass kicked tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they should. Like, they basically got Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, and, like, Max Strus. Like, those are the 3 guys that I can name that are playing for them tonight. Like, it's rough for them. I feel like the key for tonight's game, just run the ball. Like, they have 3 guys that are coming back that have been trying to get back in shape for the Suns. You want to give them some conditioning. The Heat are seriously shorthanded. They don't have a lot of talent. Just run the ball every chance you get them tired, and help get your own guys back into shape.
Yeah, but Max Strus, he's not somebody to really overlook, even though he may not have been like the person that you thought coming into this game was going to be somebody, but it was somebody that Monty specifically pointed towards in his pregame presser. He has been playing pretty well as of late.
I mean, again, you got to take everything with a grain of salt. We have seen that with Jalen Smith too. Like, he's almost putting up double doubles as well, but is he better than the starters?
No, but he also did help the Suns win a few games, and Max could potentially also help the Heat win a few games, so you can't completely overlook them. That's all I'm saying.
We'll see if Jalen Smith plays tonight. Then we'll talk about that after the game.
This is true. Well,
don't you dare rain on the sticks parade.
Because if Monty just completely overlooks sticks tonight, then you got your answer.
Fair. All right. Well, let's just go into kind of an official injury report for tonight's game. As Espo mentioned, there's a lot of players out on the Miami Heat side of things. The most notable one that everyone was asking about coming into tonight's game was Jimmy Butler. He is not going to play, still dealing with an ankle issue there. On the Phoenix Suns side, you've got Landry Shamet, who's still in health and safety protocols. Abdul Nader is no longer in health and safety protocols, but he's still out with that right knee issue. Of course, Dario and Frank are both out. And the Suns announced yesterday that Frank underwent a successful surgical procedure on Thursday to promote healing for a stress reaction in his right knee, and he will be reevaluated in 8 weeks. So Not the best news there on the Frank Kaminsky front, but at least now we know we have some answers and we have a timetable to kind of at least have in the back of our minds for if and when he will be able to return to action.
Yeah, Kaminsky Cove is now closed until warmer weather. So we'll all have to wait until we can enjoy the water to go back. Hopefully speedy recovery for Frank for sure.
Yeah.
Fabio fixing the tank. Yes, that's what they're doing.
You got to do what you got to do. It's kind of a bummer, but like I said, at least we have an idea on what's going on over there. So it's not so much of a big question mark anymore these days. All right, let's take a look at what our friends over at the DraftKings Sportsbook think about tonight's game. Espo?
Yeah, this line moved. I believe it was 6.5 earlier in the day. With the Jimmy Butler news, it moved up to 9.5. I'm actually surprised it's that low. I thought it would be higher than it is, especially after we saw a few 11.5 point lines earlier the last few weeks. But I think 9.5. I'd take the Suns here. I would take those points and lay those points. Take the bet. I definitely. I take the Suns money line too. Take anything that involves the Suns tonight. Heck, you could probably put this line at 15, and I'd take the Suns tonight.
Yeah, I mean that seems like a no-brain win right here. But it is the NBA, so you never know who's going to show up and shoot the lights out. And we've seen that happen before against the Suns in the past, where some no-name guy just all of a sudden has the game of his life and drops like 60. You're like, what the hell? Where'd that come from? But I just don't think that's going to happen tonight.
Yeah,
all right.
I mean, it'd probably be it'd either be Strus or another guy that Monty mentioned pregame, which was Omer Yurtseven, who is their starting center tonight. He's a guy that is kind of Monty said he's very skilled. I truthfully have not seen him play very much because he's just come on recently pretty strong for the Heat. So I guess that is the guy to keep an eye on. Let's see what he has, because Ayton is coming back tonight. So we get Ayton and JaVale McGee back. So shouts to Yurtseven because he's got his hands full with the Suns starting rotation back.
Is that sounds like a piece of furniture you'd buy at IKEA.
Yurtseven.
I'll take the Omar Yurtseven, please.
The Yurt 7.0. That's what it is right there.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think it should be a little bit higher just based on how many players the Heat have out and the fact that the Phoenix Suns are getting 3 really, really just important players back into the lineup tonight. I know Monty didn't say pregame that they're on any sort of a minutes restriction, but he did say they're just going to kind of play it by ear and keep an eye out on those guys. Gerald, just from your perspective, what do you think about how many minutes each of them might log tonight, or just maybe where they're feeling physically?
Yeah, I would guess for probably DA, I would say in the 20 to 25 minute range. For Crowder, probably around 20. And then for JaVale McGee, probably around 10. I'm guessing Monty's going to try and keep his rotations as normal as he likes to do. But he did acknowledge that these guys, like, they're going to play it by ear. They're going to keep an eye on how they're responding to their normal stints. So it could be one of those things where there's a little give and pull in that situation. Because he does, we have seen over these past few games, Jalen Smith, Bismack Biyombo step up. So if Ayton and JaVale are a little bit winded, he'll either give them the chance to kind of play through it, or if their play is suffering a little bit, he might put some of those guys in. So we'll just have to wait and see, but I don't think he's going to feed them their normal minutes just because, this is a game that the Suns could have put away by the third quarter if they play their cards right too.
By the way, the mustache behind the home Mac at Shane Diefenbach says you can take the Suns with a 17.5 point line and get plus 260 odds on the alternate lines. That one's tempting. That one's tempting there.
Yeah,
and
I
also,
could see that.
I believe it was Fabio said CP3 greater than Yurt 7, which is analytics, folks. That's analytics right there.
It's just basic math.
Yeah, just basic math. Manuel said, I kind of wish Cam Johnson would stay in the starting lineup going forward. The Phoenix Suns did just tweet out their starting lineup. They're going back to their traditional starting lineup, which includes Jay Crowder in that unit. So do you guys feel like this is a good move for the Suns to just kind of stick with the tried and true for this season and maybe adjust later on down the road with Cam?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, listen, Jay Crowder hasn't done anything besides get sick. And, And I know Cam Johnson's playing much at a much higher level than he was earlier in the year, but I don't think, we talked about rhythm earlier in the year and how much, that's why a guy like JaVale McGee can produce a little higher clip than he did last year for the Nuggets, because the consistency by which he's going to play and what he can trust Monty to put him in as, and I think it's the same thing with Jay Crowder and Cam Johnson. They know their roles, and when player A comes back, all right, I'll go back to the bench and play. And if I continue to ball out, I'll force it on the coach. But for right now, just keep it as it is. There's no problems with that.
Yeah, I don't have any issue going back to Jay now that he's healthy. The first time he goes 1 of 9, though, in a game, it's everybody's going to go to DEFCON 1 and freak out that it should be Cam. But the problem is you need Cam scoring on the bench. I think not until Lindsey, you and I talked about this last show, not until next year do you put Cam in that starting lineup is my guess, and try to figure that out. So I have no problem with Cam going back there.
Agreed. And Jay is the respected veteran. He does so many small things for this team, and I hate this cliche, but that don't show up on the stat sheet. Defensively, he's a little bit better than Cam. He's a little bit rangier than Cam in terms of the different positions that he can guard. And you need Cam scoring off the bench, because otherwise Jay Crowder isn't probably the guy that you want trying to provide that off the bench. Next year, you revisit it. If Cam Johnson is just too good to keep out of that starting lineup, then you make the switch. But for now, that Suns starting lineup was one of the best in basketball last year. Got off to a little bit slower start this year, but still one of the best 5-man units in the game of basketball. So don't mess with a good thing. Don't upset anybody's egos. Keep the chemistry flowing in the right direction.
And if you remember this,
sorry, go ahead. One thing that
go ahead, Saul.
One thing that coaches and players will always tell you is that, yeah, it's great to be a starter and get your name announced and all the hoopla, but the most important thing is who's finishing the game. And I think when you're talking about Cam, the way he's playing, he has proven that he can be vital down the stretch. And so if Jay does have a 1-for-9 night, you will definitely see Cam Johnson in there at the end of games, which is more important.
And one thing you got to remember too is that starting lineup started slow last year as well, if you remember. So it's not necessarily a surprise. We saw it last year, so I'm all right with that. Long John Silver 85 asked in the chat, when is Jay's contract up? After next season. He signed a 3-year deal last year.
Correct.
Yeah, and Cam was on 98.7 FM yesterday, and he was asked that question about being in the starting lineup and if that's something he would want to continue doing, or how he kind of felt about maybe being moved back to that second unit. And he answered it the way that you would expect any pro to answer that question. He said, yeah, it's fun and it's great that I've been able to have an impact in these games and that I've had that opportunity. But at the end of the day, our focus is winning. We're not trying to pick and choose our W's here, starting lineup W, or personal accolades or anything of that sort. This team has a singular goal in mind, and that goal is a championship. So whatever is the best way to get to that, they're going to do it, and they're going to happily do it. And it doesn't surprise me that Cam answers it that way, because I genuinely think Cam, the person, cares more about the team's success than whatever personal accolades he could get.
Yeah, and he talked about loving the fans, loving the city. I mean, he had the right answer. It felt like a Devin Booker answer from a few years ago, saying all the right things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cam Johnson, sweet baby angel. He always gives the best answers. But
sweet baby
angel.
Sweet baby angel. Yeah, the big thing for me, it's not whether he's starting. It's whether his minutes are ticking closer to 25, 30 minutes a game like he should be playing. It doesn't matter if he's in the starting unit for me. Just as long as he's not hovering around 15 to 20 minutes. And that way you can save Jay for the playoffs too. It's a win-win for everybody.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now that we have all of the information kind of for the most part for tonight's game, let's tell our friends what we picked for the outcome of tonight's game.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the Suns by 14. Espo has the Suns by 12, Saul by 10, and Gerald by 8.
I said Suns by 14, I swear.
All right. Well, I misread the chat.
I'm literally looking at it and it says
mine was 10. Saul and I's were opposite. But it looks cuter this way by 2s, you know what I mean? It just looks really nice.
Listen, you guys look so much alike in the cartoons. I couldn't tell you apart, and that's why it happened. I just
Yeah.
couldn't tell you apart. I'm sorry.
Damn, Lindsey, I am sorry that he said that. It was so disrespectful for him
I don't
to
know
say
if that was a compliment to you.
Saul,
I
jab
don't.
to
I
me,
think.
jab-
I think we.
I don't know.
I think we're both slighted in some kind of way. So,
Saul,
yeah.
I just think you're that beautiful. All right, that's what I'm
Well,
saying. You're a
I
beautiful
appreciate it.
man.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
All right.
You're
well,
very welcome, Saul.
Lindsey
Oh, dear.
is uncomfortable right now.
anybody care to share to elaborate a little bit on their picks anymore?
Well,
No.
look, when you have 12 people out for the Heat and the Suns are getting everybody back, it feels like simple math to me. This feels like a double-digit win, no problem. Now, it could be one of those nights where I regret saying that out loud, but for me, I don't see how Miami figures out how to beat this team. And Devin Booker, after having a terrible shooting night, is going to be very much ready to go out there and show the Miami Heat what he's good at. What he's
Long
best
John
at.
Silver is absolutely determined to get us to talk about Cam versus Mikal and the better long-term future. Long John, let me tell you something. That is such a long discussion that we do not have time for it in the pregame show. That is going to be another time, another place later down the road, but definitely not right now.
We'll bring it up on an audio only this week. All right, we'll find time for it.
There you go.
I don't even want to have that conversation. I feel like it's just going to make me sad one way or the
Oh
other,
my
and I don't
gosh.
appreciate it.
Lindsey hates controversy.
I do. It's awful. I don't like it at all. It is what it is. I don't know. All right, Espo, I think you have something special planned for us.
Oh, Jesus
Me and
Christ.
my friend DJ Father got something special for you. It is the world premiere of the new song, Sticks Kids. Hit it, DJ.
Check 1 2, check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2.
PJ Father on the beat.
I don't wanna grow up on my sticks, kid. A million different basketball skills that he can play with. From dunks to blocks to long range shots. He's the greatest big man there is. I don't wanna grow up, 'cause maybe if I did, I wouldn't be a sticks kid.
Oh, I told you this wouldn't be worth the wait. Thank you. Thank you, DJ Father, in the background, producing the show and producing that sick beat.
I cannot.
I don't. I'm speechless.
Yeah, I'm at a loss of words on this one.
Completely speechless. I'm so glad that that's on the pregame show, so people didn't have to hear that on the podcast.
We replaying it in the post-game show. All right,
no.
that's happening.
If we had to sit through it,
my
everybody
God.
else has to sit through it.
Oh
It's
my God.
only fair.
I like how you had the karaoke echo to make you sound a little bit better than normal.
That
And
was all my
and-
producer.
And I didn't even realize that that was you singing at first. That's how how different it was.
That was me on the as well too.
Oh no! I need like the auto-tuned version of that.
Yes.
I requested auto tune, but DJ Father didn't have time because I gave it to him at like 4 this afternoon.
Hey! I put auto tune on it. I just didn't want to do too much because it's a really natural, beautiful sounding song. I wanted the raspiness of the
Shane,
voice.
first of all, I can't even pay attention to you because you look like you're on the fucking set of Paranormal Activity right now. I feel like the ghost is about to bust through that door. It's so dark and creepy behind you.
Oh man!
Oh, now he disappears.
So-
My God.
Well, yeah,
Sundress-
you just poo-pooed all over him.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he disappear?
Yeah.
I couldn't
You
read
gotta-
to fire
if you-
him
If you're
too.
gonna get on camera, you gotta come correct. Let's go.
You leave him alone.
Sundra's
Yeah.
Dunk says that was auto tuned. Laugh out loud.
I feel like if we would have played your song, Espo, and put like Shane in like a little black and white vignette, it would have been creepy as fuck.
It was creepy already. What are you talking about? I imagine that's being played in all the abandoned Toys R Us right now. Just a haunting, all right?
Yes, that's exactly what it
There's
is.
a decapitated Jeffrey the giraffe somewhere with that song playing behind it.
R says this will haunt Espo late at night in bed, staring at the ceiling, asking himself, why?
Okay, let me make this very clear. That doesn't even make the top 10 most embarrassing things I've done over the last decade when it involves the Phoenix Suns, all right?
All right, listen, I'm going to be honest with you, Espo. I'm genuinely impressed though, because I feel like didn't you came up with this idea like 48 hours ago minimum?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so you were able to come up with a jingle that you wanted, write some decent lyrics, perform it, and then DJ Father over here put it all together masterfully in like 24 hours. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of kudos for that.
Mrs. Espo helped me with a little of the lyric problem. I couldn't figure out the blocks and dunks and long range shots. I needed a little help with the rhythm there, so she helped me there. So credit to her too.
So you don't have a career in show business? Is that what you're saying?
I do. Don't you worry. I'm gonna be performing with DJ Father at the next rave out at Wild Horse Pass. We're gonna have some fun with that.
Somebody tell Eminem.
Wait for that rap battle. All right.
I'm sorry. Can we go back to the part where you said there were at least 10 things that you did with the Suns that were more embarrassing?
Yeah, right. I'm like, dude, I don't think so.
Some of them have been showed in different versions of this show.
I have seen 2 of them for sure. I just don't know where the other 8 lie.
All right.
What are the 2 that you've seen?
I've seen him dance with the cheerleaders.
Yep, that one was. I was a choreographer.
Yeah.
That was bad.
And then obviously the Devin Booker dunk thing, where they just could not get it right until like the 3rd effort.
One that may be lost for time or in time. I had dunked with the Gorilla and the Solar Squad. They tried to teach me how to dunk off a trampoline, and I did it while wearing an authentic Tim Kempton jersey. And let's just say that was several times more embarrassing.
Did you actually get to
song.
dunk or no?
Hell no. I weighed like what I weigh now, and I didn't get anywhere near the rim. It was awful.
I just imagined you like that. I don't know if you guys seen the TikTok where the girl like jumps off the trampoline and her knees just straight up give out. She just flops on her face.
Yep.
That's what I keep thinking.
Yeah, but imagine that like 60 times in fast and slow motion. That was what it was.
Oh man.
I had the Gorilla as my hype man. It was ridiculous. Fabio Espo's the John Lennon of Phoenix Suns podcast. Why, thank you.
Low-key, though,
R.I.P.
it's
John
not
Lennon.
easy to dunk off of a trampoline. Like
No,
you would think it would be a lot easier. It's like, oh, you got extra bounce from this trampoline. Like everyone should be able to do it. It's not that easy.
It's all about timing. And
Yeah.
I did not have much like you could tell in the song. I did not have timing.
It's also low-key scary as fuck.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
To try and jump that high, and you're basically like 13, 14 feet high, and you got to try and dunk. If you can get that high, obviously, you got to get a running start and feel confident in yourself, because you don't want to just bust your rear end. So,
Well, and you got to try to catch a basketball while doing all that too. That's the other portion of it.
Oh, they just didn't give you the basketball?
Oh no! Usually it's thrown to you as well. It was not good.
I didn't think it was that. I didn't think it was that scary until. Did you see a few years ago that one guy went through the rim?
Yeah. I knew there was no
scary as shit.
I knew there was no chance that was happening with me. I was lucky. The thing I was afraid of was my hand would get caught in the net as I barely grazed it. That was my fear.
Yeah, that would be scary.
Damn it, Gerald. Y'all got the visual of Espo like, oh, shit, I'm stuck.
That guy went through the hoop, though. I would have gotten stuck.
Oh, no.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Espo, if it makes you feel any better, same thing, buddy. I would be definitely in the same boat.
Look, man, I'm here to entertain people. I don't give a crap if it's at my own expense. I mean, that's just the way it is and the way it'll be, so...
More people should be like that. Let's be honest. It's more fun when you just don't care. It really is.
I love the fact that you laughed, and I'm sure some of the people in chat did. That was all it was about. Was, you know what? I've ripped on Sticks a lot, and I deserved my moment of embarrassment for the fact that he has played so well. And I figured, you know what? I've been an ass to him, so I might as well make an ass of myself.
Fair. All right, gentlemen, we are just a few minutes away from this game getting started. Is there anything else that you would like to have a discussion about, brief, of course, before we sign off for the pregame show?
Yeah, Saul, when we get sued by Toys R Us, does the company cover that, or do I have to pay that?
No, that's straight out of your own pocket, buddy.
Is your lawyer in the chat right
He's
now?
not tonight.
Maybe we can ask him.
Hopefully in post game.
We'll have to ask him.
I think we changed it enough to where it's all right. I think we're okay.
It qualifies as parody.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
was more like an old Victorian Halloween song, like ding 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 ding. And I was like, okay, I
Good.
think we're okay. It's
All right.
It's more creepy than it was on par. So.
Oh,
Good.
I have one last question. Now that Jay's back, are you going Crowder's Cash Club tonight or not?
Hell yes.
Yeah.
You never forget Crowder's Cash Club.
Okay. I'm just checking. It's been a while since we've been able to talk about it, so I figured I'd ask.
I got 99 problems, but Crowder ain't one. All right.
All right. Well, best of luck to you on that bet. If you guys are also joining in on the Crowder's Cash Club, best of luck to you as well. Thank you for tuning in to the pregame show. You can follow me on Twitter at Lindsey Smith AZ. You can follow Saul on Twitter at Saul_Bookman. You can follow Gerald on Twitter at Gerald Bourguet, and you can follow Espo on Twitter at Espo. Come hang out with us there during the game, and be sure to join us right back here after the final buzzer. Until then, enjoy the game. We'll see you guys later.
Ahoy, hoy.